Sure. Go ahead. Go ahead, Reg.
Why didn't you ever come knocking on my door and talk to me? You saw the 302s on me before, right? You know that I was an open book, cooperate. Why you never came and just said, "Hey, Reggie, I want to talk to you about these things."
You want me to?
You know, I knew.
Do you want me to answer? Hold on. Oh, Reggie, if that's your question, do you want me to honestly answer it?
Yes, sir.
You sure? Because I'm trying to protect you from yourself here.
No, go
ahead. Okay. We did talk to you, Reggie, and it's documented, okay? This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Yes. This is what I'm trying to explain to you, Reggie. Whether you remember things or don't remember things, I don't have control over, okay?
Okay.
Yes, it's documented, okay? Now, here's a good way to, I want to kind of segue out of this because I am trying to protect you, okay? You understand that at the FBI, and I think this is probably a good way to end this part of the discussion.
Okay.
Back then, when I was working this case, there were two types of sources that the FBI had. They had the kind of source, we call them a 270 source. And that basically meant it was somebody that was trying to work off of beef, like they had been, arrested for drugs, or let's say they were in prison.
Which Kevin Hackey was. Make sure you let people know.
Slow down.
Kevin Hackey.
Slow down.
Okay.
Slow down. No, slow down.
Okay.
I didn't say that. And a 270 source is somebody that's willing to testify. They're willing to get a break on whatever the situation they're caught up in, and to try to get a break, they're willing to testify. They have to testify, or we would not open them up as 70 source. Okay? Period. The other type of source is what we call the 137 source, and that's somebody that's not willing to testify, and we will never divulge their information, and we will never state whether they were an FBI source or not. And the reason for that is for a couple reasons. One, it's not only to protect the source, but two, it's to show sources out there that when the FBI gives their word, when they want somebody to cooperate, if that person is willing to cooperate, but they don't want anybody to know that they're cooperating, they don't want anybody to know the kind of information they're providing, or what the reasons are that they are providing the information and cooperating, that we will never divulge their name. That includes even in front of a judge. Okay? Now that's a pretty strong relationship that the FBI would have with what we call the 137 source back then. Okay? You understand that? You understand the distinctions between the two, right?
Okay, yeah, got you.
Okay. Let's just leave this right now then, that at first you didn't think that you'd ever met with me. And now you
say you was LJ partner,
exactly.
LJ? If you was LJ partner, then I agree that I met with you before.
Okay. You know what? For your own, Reggie, you got to trust me on this. For your own safety, let's just move on to something else then, okay?
I'm not worried about it because it's obvious.
Well,
yeah.
It's for your own good. Anyways, right.
Anyway, okay.
I'm just saying, Reggie, be careful, Reggie. When you and here's the thing,
even if I did talk and said anything to you, I'm sure Greg Kading and them and all of them got that information, and so they had that information in their files.
Let me tell you this right now. Okay. If I had a 137 source, not just for this Biggie case, but for all the other cases that I've worked, those documents would not get handed over to an LAPD officer. Period. Hold on.
Okay.
I just got done telling you we would not even provide that information to a judge. Okay? So there's certain, now also when there's certain files are restricted, okay? That doesn't mean that just anybody, that means any FBI agent even could go in and say, take a look at another FBI agent's case file. Period. It's a need-to-know basis. You're under this assumption, and again, Reggie, this is where you keep making this mistake. You're assuming things that are just wrong. You're assuming that any FBI agent or anybody that's been deputized as an FBI agent is going to have access to all FBI cases. That is incorrect. Period. It is. Okay? So
Okay.
what I'm saying, it's probably in your best interest that we move on to something else. You can trust me or don't trust me. It's not, because it's, you know what? It's no skin off my back. But I think we can now agree that, yes, you have met with me. Yes, you have talked with me. Yes, I've met with your father. Yes, I know what your background is. In fact, I mean, in some of these other interviews that you've done, you keep saying, like, Phil Carson doesn't know shit about me. I've never met the guy. That's wrong, isn't it?
This was
That's
the first that
factually wrong.
I hear that, and if you, I remember LJ, and if you said you was his partner, then I met with you.
Okay.
But he did have somebody with you.
Okay. We should probably, okay. I think we'll move on then.